Well, the success of electronic adoption is dependent on starting out with a good marketing campaign. If you do not reach the recipient with a good message explaining what you're doing for them, you're never going to drive up your adoption rates. So you want to make sure, whether your campaign is via mail or via email, that your message is clear, that you tell them what you're doing, you tell them what their options are, and you tell them how to go through the process. Businesses in marketing a change from a paper-based solution to an electronic solution make two mistakes, and two common mistakes. The first is in trying to implement a new solution, they implement the opt-in process in a very manual way. And what I mean by manual is whether they send a letter to the recipient informing them of what they are doing and how they are doing it. The responses have to be filled out, sent back in, and captured manually by an organization. Or if they're doing an email informing the recipient of the solution or the change in their process, those emails have to come back, be printed out, and actually be manually entered into the system to meet the IRS requirements for permissions. The second thing companies will do, and particularly if they're using a mail-based solution for the opt-in process, is they will only do a single touch. So, and by a single touch, what I mean is they will send one communication saying, hey, we're going to electronic delivery and we want you to sign up, and then they never mention it again. That gets forgotten. Generally, many people don't respond the first time they get something or they see something, or they say, oh, that's nice, and I set it aside and I'll be interested, but maybe I'll do it at another time. And if they're not reminded, they forget. So the adoption rates tend to be low. Well, two best practices that a business can use to drive electronic adoption of year-end tax form delivery is, first of all, they need to electronically capture the permissions. They need to drive the recipient or drive the individual who will be receiving the document to a website that can capture the permissions in an electronic manner, so it's not a manual process that anyone within their organization needs to touch. Secondly, any campaign that a business undertakes to introduce this change in process needs to be multi-touch. You cannot just inform a recipient one time you're making the change and expect them to make an immediate adoption. You need to make sure you have relevant messaging to the individuals that you're reaching, and that you do target and multiple campaigns to drive your adoption rates as high as possible.